It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, the Hot Talk Roundtable is back. 3 new panelists dish on the week's hottest topics. Plus, Boardwalk Empire star and young Hollywood heartthrob Vixen Piazza. And take your office workwear from glum to glam. Now, here's Wendy.
It is time for another dose of this week's most buzzed about topics. Joining me to weigh in on everything that everyone is talking about, please welcome comedian Mike Vecchione, relationship expert Siggy Flicker, and writer and reality star Victoria Gotti. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so let's get it started. Here comes Honey Boo Boo, just wrapped for the first season. Is this exploiting the family, or are they doing it and you're enjoyed by it, or you enjoy it?
I think all of America's enjoyed by it. Exploiting the family in what way? This is what they do. They're very, very happy. I know people who are living in McMansions who are miserable.
Right.
This family is truly happy.
And there's a lot of love in the house.
There's no mental abuse. There's no physical abuse, and she's being loved.
Yes.
So let them rake in the money.
Mike, you say?
But I honestly, I think, how far do we go? How far do we go with reality TV? I mean, we're showing everything now from women killing each other, cussing like we've never heard. Really, the next thing we can only do is have someone kill someone on the air and then follow through the trial. It's insane. I think reality TV has gotten to the point of, like my show, not enough drugs, sex, rock and roll at the time, I guess.
When you guys had
it's just, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
You know? And that little girl, I just fear that years from now, we're going to hear...
Oh, she's going to be a mess years from now.
This is my only concern.
Mike,
I'm with the money, and I'm with you on that, but there are other ways to... You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time last night. I didn't want to like it, but you know what? Delightful. Just fat rednecks, banjo music, her sneezing at the camera guy.
Well, you know, by the way, I said earlier they do 8 episodes a season. It's actually 10. And 55% of you, we went to wendyshow.com. We asked you to weigh in on this. 55% of our Wendy watchers say it's exploitation. 45% say it's harmless entertainment. I'm surprised that the poll was so close. Okay, let's move on. Many couples these days are too busy in their lives, so they're scheduling sex with their partner. Is this the way to keep the spark alive, or does it kill the romance?
Yes.
Victoria?
Go for it. Yes. If I had known back then, before I got divorced, what I know now, seriously, Wendy, I take, even though I shouldn't take any, I take 20% responsibility for the divorce, and I did. I was the perfect mother, perfect wife, tried to do everything, you know. Seriously, as you have a date night, schedule a sex night. If it's the pressure's on to perform and they lose it, it wasn't there to begin with. The chemistry will never lose. So, yeah, set aside that time. There's kids. You know, there's little kids.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
So you say schedule...
in the backseat of a car if you have to.
I am thinking that it's taking all the spontaneity out of something that should be spontaneous.
Could be.
I don't
But the reality is we have kids. We don't want to brush our teeth, but we get up every morning and we brush our teeth. I don't want to take the kids to school sometimes. I got to take the kids to school. Relationship fails because just like a car, you don't put gas in a car, the car is not going to move. You don't take care of your man and you don't take care of each other and work at it, the relationship is going to end in divorce.
Yeah, but where does it end? Is it like... It's to the point where your wife grabs your crotch and you have to check Surrey to make sure that your schedule is clear? It's like, I cannot...
Go sneak away in the backseat of a car.
Really? Yeah, that's spontaneous.
You know, it's like Siggy said,
but
just
not
go
scheduled.
For it.
You know, the best people, the best sex is with people who are crazy.
Right.
Because it's absolutely not scheduled and unplanned.
And also unscheduled sex. I just think, you know, and even as a married woman, I just think that if you schedule sex, you're taking the spontaneity out. A woman should always be waxed and ready. A man should always smell good and be ready. And you should always be ready to roll.
On Wednesday nights, I have a date night with my husband. I always bathe myself, wash myself with the strawberry soap. We go out to dinner. I have a glass of wine. I'm relaxed. But I gave him the time to say, honey, I put the kids away for you tonight.
And Siggy, are you always dressed when your husband comes in the door? Did your mom teach you?
Because like you.
Look this way, right?
I
look this way.
My first divorce.
Right. See, look this way, because if you don't, honey,
Somebody
there
else
will be a woman out there that he's going to want to look
I'm
at.
so shocked.
You know.
So Mike and I say no scheduling sex. It kills it. And the ladies are saying schedule the sex. WendyShow.com, the poll showed 58% of you want to schedule the sex and 42% say no way. Again, I am so shocked. Really? Corny.
Only if you, but only if you have to. Only if you have to. You have to.
Okay, let's move on. This is a topic that we can all, I know we all have an opinion. 13 New York City schools have this policy now that is allowing them to give out the morning after pill to students without parents' consent. Is
No
this a
way.
good or a bad idea?
No way. Wendy, let me explain one thing. There are complications with children. First of all, 17, that's the biggest part of this the equation here. That's the factor. 17, too young. That school does not know that child's history medically. God forbid something goes wrong hormonally with that pill, whatever. That child has an anaphylactic reaction, something.
Good one.
You know what?
Mike, you were a former school teacher.
Yeah, I was a former school teacher. I have to, because the parents can opt out of this program with one signature.
Okay, and here's
So that's what the thing is. I say we can't have kids having kids, because it's just going to repeat the cycle. Then how many prom dresses
Let me just explain it.
But a lot of them do it just to get away
Here's
with
what happens. The school sends home this notification. If you don't sign it, then that means that the school has permission to give your kid the morning after pill. I'm a busy working mother. Listen, my kid literally has to come to me, bring me my readers and a pen, and lay everything out to sign, or nothing gets signed. If you don't sign it, the school can now give your kid the morning after pill.
And will you see it?
But wait a second.
And will you see it?
No, you won't see it.
If
But
a young
what
woman
about-
doesn't want you to see it.
No.
Wendy, what about an opt-in form? They cannot take my child on a field trip without my signature. You cannot administer Tylenol to my daughter without...
The kids can't even drink a 16-ounce soda, but they can get a morning after pill. Okay, over at WendyShow.com, 55% of you think that the morning after pill being given in schools is a bad idea, but 45% of you said it's a good idea. Really? Really?
To me, it's promoting pregnancy, teen pregnancy, like the show. And they proved it after I've written about it 15 times in columns, that show promoted and almost it forced young girls to go out and get pregnant so they can become candidates. To me, this says, here's your ticket to ride, something happens, the condom breaks, don't have safe sex, take a pill.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep the round table going. Up next, we're going to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver as it relates to open marriages. Keep it here. Okay, we're sitting here with the round table, and there's been a lot of buzz recently about open marriages. For instance, with Arnold and Maria, and we don't know that they had an open marriage, but my question is, do you think that the affair with the housekeeper and the subsequent baby would have happened if perhaps they had a mature agreement to just have an open marriage?
Years ago, for me, it would have been a deal breaker. Seriously, and it was, by the way.
Yeah.
Not that it was the only reason, but one of them. And today, seriously, Wendy, seeing what the boys went through, seeing what I unwillingly, with my ex, put them through, I have to say I would rethink that.
Yeah.
I would rethink that. And it sounds crazy. I'm not losing my self-respect. I don't believe in that. I would go do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
But as long as you don't look in his eyes and fall in love, because I think the emotional attachment hurts more than the sex.
That's right. And be discreet.
I counsel
but children are important.
And Siggy is a relationship expert.
Absolutely, 100%. I love you, but I disagree. I think that it's hard enough to have a relationship one-on-one, whether it's a man and a woman and a woman, or man and a man. Getting another psycho involved into that mix is the chemistry for an eruption. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was married to a woman with class and dignity, to bring the housekeeper into your bedroom.
Oh, that was wrong.
Disgusting. He owes me an apology. He owes the word an apology.
Mike, what do you say?
Do you agree, Siggy? Do you agree that cheating should be a deal breaker.
Cheating should be a deal
Okay,
breaker.
but we're not talking about cheating. We're talking
think
about an
all men
agreement,
cheat?
open marriage.
And I want to be a cool guy.
I think all men cheat.
I want to be a
do.
cool guy and say yes, open marriage, but there's just too many snags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There are
'Cause
a
you
lot
can
of
come to an
snags.
agreement,
True.
and then she's
Temptation.
dating 12 guys, and you got 2.
And then she gets
Girls.
pregnant, and you said, well, you know, this is sometimes happens when
Yes.
you.
Right.
Here's the thing: marriage is difficult enough, and I think that you know, the open marriage idea. It sounds good, but it's a
dangerous.
deal breaker.
That's really when you have to schedule sex.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so look, so we went to wendyshow.com and we asked you what you thought. 88% of you said no way, and 12% says it works for some couples.
I think he looked at the housekeeper, and I'm sorry to say this, as a piece of
Yes,
ass.
a piece of
and
meat.
and I think that he used it to his full benefit and took advantage. I do.
Gotcha.
So I don't think that's considered even an open marriage. I think that if he wanted to fool around and get his rocks off, he should have done it differently
Yes.
with a classier woman, as Ziggy said.
Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, as well
You
as
know-
Jada and Will, they've said some very interesting things pertaining to a fluidly open relationship.
Right.
Just
Because
really.
they have so many options.
Yeah.
That's when you need it.
You guys, thank you so much for being here. I love doing this roundtable panel. For more information about our panelists, go to wendyshow.com. Up next, keep it here. It's time for Ask Wendy. You know,